YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha, back in the building. Good morning. We're back with another last Cloudia video. Now, I wanted to get this out as soon as possible, but after I dissected a lot of what was going on, what came with Sea Rover Medine, we can see on the homepage. I've got her pretty built out. I'm excited to keep working on her. And with the release of this character came her event, Ruler of the High Seas. This event right here. It's definitely a unique event to Last Cloudia. We haven't seen something like this before because it utilizes 3 different types of features in the game in order to progress and gain the rewards that you're going to want to get from this, right? And that's regular stages that we can see if we click on Port Odal. That's your typical event stage that you can find. Then you also have multiplayer stages. And finally, you're going to be using tours. If you tap this sea chart option right here, it'll take you to a separate interface that looks even a little different than what we expect from tours. They created this somewhat of a sea map, literally, or sea chart, I should say. But once you get them all unlocked, you'll start with these 3 nodes right here at where I'm tapping, and you'll unlock these 2 as you progress, giving you a total of 5 nodes. But we're going to go over why that is not important at all. But first, let's start with kind of a breakdown of what you're trying to achieve, all right? So with the event, we got our standard mission rewards. We're going to be gaining points. You can see right here, I'm at about 38,000, almost 39,000. You accumulate these points and obtain the relevant rewards by completing these missions right here, your standard missions, not multiplayer, not touring. These 4 nodes, Port Odal, Caldina Ruins, World Tree Yggdrasil, and Malboria Lava Caves, all give you points. We can go ahead and complete one just to see what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and run my event team that I've got right here. I was very fortunate enough to pull Sea Rover Medine, so she gives a fat, you'll see 1.5 times for the event points right there. So does Dora, and Sahagin gives, I think, 1.2 times event experience. So I believe I'm getting the most amount of point bonus rewards you can get, which amounts to what we'll see is 1,100 points. Right there on this screen, you can see the event points. We got 1,100 right there and a bunch of Emerald Pirate medals. We'll go over why that's important in just a second. Without the event bonuses, those level 30 stages do give you 500 base points. Obviously, there are multiple characters that give different amounts of bonus experience. I think we can actually check it out in details. Right here, you can see all of the relevant characters that give their various bonuses. Sea Rover Medine is at the top with Dora, 50% each. Steel Wall Medine and Sahagin give 20%, and then Lena, Goroth, Blood Rose, Gowl, and Gobbles give 1.1, right? So 10% increase. But bare minimum, you're going to be getting 500 points for those, so you can start to do the math, at least for this first part. Here's the thing with these events. If you're a new player, we can look at the different dates that each part of this event is going to run. The beginning half is from the 13th to the 20th. The end half is from the 20th to the 26th. Aidis likes to do these time-gated periods in their events where they'll release kind of the easier section in the first half and the more difficult in the second half. Naturally, the second half is going to release a bit of harder difficulty, which then accumulates more points more quickly. So it's common practice to kind of hoard and wait, keep all of your orange orb recoverers until the second half of the event so that you can spend those orbs to accumulate points in the quickest way possible, because those stages will likely yield you the most. Now, if you're new and don't have the characters to maybe complete those later stages in the second half, it is still important to know, how much you're going to need to grind if your goal is to obtain all of these mission points right here. So at the very base, to get the first half of these rewards, you'd have to complete these level 30 stages 100 times at 500 points. But keep in mind, if you can handle some tougher stages, then it'll probably be in your best interest to wait to spend your orbs on whatever's coming on the 20th. The next thing that you're going to want to achieve in this event is buying out the trading shop. And the way they structured this event, you need 3 different currencies. We've seen that before, where you need multiple types of currencies, like in Dr. Stone was where I most recently saw that. But there are emerald coins, scarlet coins, and white coins, or metals, I think they're called. With those metals, you can buy upgrade material, which is going to be very useful if you're new to play. Like I said, when you're focusing on one character, just starting out this game, and you don't have the best practices, the best methods of farming just readily available at your disposal, things like this, these events that offer a set amount of crystals, clusters, are very important, very useful, and something you should take advantage of when you can, because it will help you upgrade that character that much faster. They're also going to be releasing up to 6, I think, different event equipment from this stage. Some of them are very good for players that are brand new or relatively new. Some things that increase physical damage by a nice amount. But right now we just have this Vice Admiral's coat. Equipment is just, I see it as kind of collector stuff. I'm at the point where I have things that make these types of equipment a bit irrelevant, but when I was first starting out, the event equipment actually did help my characters a lot. How do we get all of these medals? Now we get into kind of the confusing part of this event, but the materials and resources that you can gather are a bit scattered and kind of weirdly mapped out. At least it took me a little bit to sit down and figure out what actually produces what when starting this off. So when you start the event, you're just going to have Port Odal and this extra challenge tab that you can see at the top. And you'll have access to the C chart, which gives you the first 2 nodes up here at the top, Magal Strait and Northern Odal Sea. And here is my understanding of how the progression works. So let's say you complete all of these stages. We can look at the drops. From Port Odal, you're going to be accumulating these emerald pirate metals, which are kind of the base currency, right? The cheapest of the 3. But you're also going to get these first time clear rewards of Event Fast Tour tickets. Now, these are going to be what speeds up this process so much. Because let's say you do your Port Odal quest, you get up to level 30, you complete it, and now you have 3 Event Fast Tour tickets on top of the 5 that they gave out for this event when it started after the maintenance. You beat Port Odal and you don't have Caldina Ruins unlocked, or World Tree, or Malboria, and you're thinking, how do I get that? It's all related to your tours. So you can kind of see the progression now that I've advanced in the tour map a bit. But if we click on Magal Strait, let's say you start here, you would send characters off on these tours just like you would do normally, except there are a couple things to note in order to understand how the progression of this event works. First thing I should mention is that any characters you use on your homepage tours cannot be used to then run on these tours, right? So you need enough characters on your roster to run each one, but you're only going to need 1 team, right? Even though there's 5 different tour sections that you can take advantage of here, you only need 1, and I'm going to show you why. Now, moving on to the second thing you want to note is that all characters give you these 2 suitabilities, and all arcs, no matter what level they are, give you 3 suitability, giving you upgraded chances, right? A total suitability of 15, which puts your great success rate up to 54% and grand success rate up to 20%. You're going to be getting great and grand bonuses left and right with this event. Now, let's redirect our focus at the third point I want to show, and that is completion missions. Every tour clear gives you one of these completion methods. Luckily, they didn't make it too complicated. All you have to do is complete a tour and you unlock the steps. In this case, the first one, Magal Strait, we only have to finish this tour twice before all the completion missions are done. You can see completion 100%. When you complete a tour's missions. You unlock the next tour node and another mission tab on the map, right? So this is how you're going to unlock different event stages and extra tour nodes. You can follow the path. Once you finish the Magal Strait, it leads you down to the Aldana Bay. And like I said, you'll also start with Northern Odal Sea. This one has a bit more to it. Completion missions, you can see you got to complete this tour 10 times before it unlocks the next tour node and corresponding event mission. So upon starting this, myself and I imagine a lot of others who weren't really paying too much attention, just set your two teams right here, boom and boom, let it run, and then walked away, okay? But that's not what you're going to want to do here. The thing is, this event is giving out a buttload of Fast Tour Clear tickets. For those of you who don't know what the Fast Tour Clear tickets are, it's quite simply where you click on your node, you're going to start your tour. We're going to go ahead and complete this here. I wanted to catch it on camera. If I go back to that same party, see here, event touring, tap there, we can hit Fast Tour. You can see I have 39 Fast Tour tickets. Boom, click it, and it's going to automatically complete the tour, which you'll see there's a great success, as I mentioned, is very common. We got a bunch of nice things, Scarlet Pirate tickets, Scarlet medals, and even an armor shard. But let's go ahead and complete this tour, and boom, succeed at this tour 25 times. We're now at 100% completion. This is what the interface looks like after you complete it. You're going to get the corresponding 100% completion reward, which in this case are just a various amount of clusters. And with that final tour done, I think I'm done with the amount of tours that are available at the moment, but it did say we unlocked a new event node, which is the Dara Desert. There it is right there. So I do have that to complete today. I just wanted to catch on camera what that process looks like of doing fast tours and then doing them enough times to complete the missions. Going back to what I was saying about not just setting your teams and waiting. There's no need to do that in this event. You can get this done day one, right? I had that last node right here ready to go well before I went to bed last night. And it's all because of the abundance of fast tour tickets you can accumulate. Like I said, you only need one team. You set it at the tour. We go ahead and start it, and then go right back to that same thing, fast tour, boom. And you're going to have plenty of tickets to keep on doing these tours, keep on fast touring them, and completing the completion missions that are required. The next two nodes, I just want to point out, have a completion amount of 20 each, I believe. Let's see, Aldana Bay right here is actually at 25, so it does increase the amount of times you have to do it significantly. And the final one that I just did also has 25. So altogether, 25, 25, that's 50 plus 20 is 70, plus 10 is 80, plus 2. So 82 tickets is what you're going to need. Now, how do you get those tickets? How do you have an abundance of tickets even after I've now completed all of these missions? You accumulate these tickets, one off of those first clear rewards from these missions right here, like I was showing off. You can also obtain fast tour tickets just by doing these certain events. If you go ahead and check the item reward tab on each one of these stages, you can see some of them offer the fast tour tickets. But the main place you can get a lot of them are the multiplayer stages. In order to take on these multiplayer stages, those other tours give you the tickets that you need to actually use in order to play your multiplayer stages. Your tours are going to be your main thing right here, because they're going to give you those multiplayer tickets, which allow you to take on this stage. They both, from my understanding, yield you the same types of rewards, even though it only shows that you can get white pirate medals as completion rewards for it. When it comes to the multiplayer reward distribution, you can get all three types of medals, event fast tour tickets, and even multiplayer coins. So multiplayer stages are going to be your best source of farming up all the materials that you need, including fast tour tickets, allowing you to just streamline this touring process and unlocking everything that is in this event so far. There is no real difference here between Battle on Deck and the Bluebeard that I understand, except for maybe the amount of rewards that are given. But another place you can go to just farm, the multiplayer tab, is where you can access a lot of rooms completely for free and accumulate those resources in order to just keep on steamrolling this event. Aidis kind of has a funny little pattern where they release events and give out too much of one thing that allows you to clear the event stages very quickly, or they don't give out enough and it's a horrendous grind that no one wants to do. They constantly just tip the teeter-totter and can't seem to find the exact right balance. There have been a couple times where I feel like it's been okay, but like I said, we have a week to do everything that I've pretty much showed, and it can all be done very quickly because of the abundance of fast tour tickets that you can accumulate. The amount that's given in those multiplayer stages just racks up so quickly. They're very quick. The level of difficulty on these stages is not too hard, so even if you are under leveled a bit, you'll likely jump into a room with someone who will easily carry you. And like I said, it's worth doing this, especially if you're new to play. Because of the materials that you can get from the trade shop, and the mission rewards also give you a sizable amount of materials to enhance whichever character you're working on. It's a very, very, very new player friendly event, which I think is great because we just got the 2nd year anniversary. Dump a ton of endgame content on us. So new players didn't get to enjoy everything that came with the 2nd year anniversary as much. But with this kind of event, it's just going to be a nice way to start out and gather some extra resources that weren't available to you. So kind of a confusing setup, the fact that they used tours and multiplayer and standard event stages all together in kind of this roadmap sort of structure was kind of tricky to figure out, and if you're like me, that just takes a little bit extra time for you to process things and digest what you're looking at. I hope this video helped you. I know a lot of people are already done with this event. They got done with this event just hours after maintenance, cleared out the shop, did everything they needed to do. For new players that just don't understand the game, they don't have a lot of resources available to them already, I think this is a great event, and I wanted to make this guide for anyone who's a little confused or they have their team sitting there waiting for the tour timer to expire. No, use your fast tour tickets, get the materials, take advantage of the multiplayer stages, and just accumulate those fast tour tickets so you can streamline those tour missions, okay? All right, I'm gonna get to editing this. Make sure to tune in on Discord or twitch.tv to catch the LC Pro podcast today, where we're going to talk about Sea Rover Medine and all of her glory that she comes with, probably more on some of the event that I just covered, and maybe some 3 million downloads celebration speculation, who knows. So it'll be a good time. Follow those links, they'll be in the description. Can't wait to see you there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and that's all I got for you this time. So y'all know what I say, work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.